Good afternoon. Got a challenge for you here today. Karen and I are calling it No Judgment Day. You can't really judge anybody or anything throughout the day. What do you think of me today?
Well, what do you think of yourself?
I don't really have an opinion. I'm not judging anybody, even myself. So just like I wouldn't judge somebody else today, I wouldn't judge myself. I'm just a free spirit, a soul on my journey, and everything I'm doing is right for in that moment. Right?
Exactly. So we tend to be very judgmental of other people, and
When you say we, let's clarify that.
Humans.
I don't think I am, but
humans.
you're saying we as humans.
We as humans tend to be very judgmental of each other, and even more judgmental of ourselves, right?
Right.
Who hasn't looked in the mirror and said, "Oh my gosh, when did that show up?" Or that's not what I was expecting to see. I almost think we're more judgmental on ourselves. And I want to clarify that judgment isn't always a negative.
No.
Sometimes we judge someone like, wow, look what great things they're doing, or, kudos to them, etc. So the challenge is a 24-hour period of no judgment on any other human being or yourself.
Right.
And what Jeffrey and I have already encountered this morning is that there have been a few conversations that we've had where, judgment snuck in. But the beauty of this challenge is that as soon as it does, one of us calls the other one out, and it brings attention to the fact that we do that.
Well, let me say judgment too is down to minute details. This isn't about like someone cuts somebody off in traffic, you say, oh, that guy's an ass. That's not what I'm talking about. That's an easy one. That happens to a lot of people that see those things. By the way, Karen taught me early on in traffic, or at least she gave me this idea. I think about it every time I see someone cutting off or racing ahead. I never get mad, or this was from years ago. She said that guy could be racing to the hospital because he just got wind that his wife was getting ready to deliver a baby. If you think about things that way, all of a sudden you think about it differently. So I'm not talking about judging someone that does something openly like that. It's sometimes it's just things that are very deep. When Karen says we judge ourselves, if you really dig deep and you're really honest, there's certain things that you don't really discuss, even in your own self-talk, that they're judgments that you've made way back when, right?
Exactly. And this stemmed from something, podcast we listened to this morning that fascinated us. It talked about the greats like Christ and Gandhi, and how Gandhi left his family to sit and so do we judge him for leaving the family as a bad thing, or do
I just want to make sure you get the information correct. It was Buddha who left his wife.
I'm so sorry.
Gandhi sat and did nothing when the whole country was in turmoil.
Exactly.
But that's what saved it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank
anyway,
you. So,
just to get the history right.
Gandhi left to sit, and his country was in turmoil. So do we judge him for leaving his country, or do we judge him for what he gave us by sitting? And same with all these greats. There's no one is without flaws, and I think that's what's so important.
That is the point right there. And the flaws, you almost don't even want to use that word. I could hear you hesitate, because we would term them as flaws. The whole Gandhi story, that's the one thing I didn't like about that, by the way, because the sitting there was, we're not going to take action against, our enemies. We're just going to let this pass. And actually that's what saved the country at the end of the day.
Right, like Mother Teresa said, she was asked if she would, march and protest, and she said, no, but I would in peace. And so do we judge her because she's not protesting against this, or do we judge her because she's for peace? And again, the point is, we as humans have to stop judging ourselves and other people.
Right. So that's the challenge.
It's a challenge, and it's a good one. So I would love to hear comments to see how you do on this. And as I said, Jeffrey and I started first thing this morning, and we've had slip-ups and we've caught each other, and that's the beauty, again, is pointing it out.
Right.
So wishing you great health, abundant happiness, and outrageous love from beautiful Copper Mountain.